Hey, everybody. I'm kind of coming on here today spontaneously. Today's Tuesday, July 13th, and I wanted to bring up the question. So I'm going to be tagging all of you in this post because I'm really curious on what you think. So here's this group is designed to have women in it who are over the six figures, who are wanting to look at multi six figures and really understanding the concept of time freedom is true wealth. And so in order to have that time freedom, clearly you got to make money to do it. Part of that time freedom, though, is living in that flow and ease. And the question that I get frequently is like, is that a lie? Is that possible, right? So is it possible to build, scale, grow, expand your business and to be in flow and ease? So first of all, what the hell is flow and ease? This is how I think about flow and ease. And this is like all I'm about right now. I'm so pumped about like the shift in my own business. I think what happens so frequently is we get into a place where things become more challenging, or we do what we think we should do, or we market in a way that really we don't like. So there's a difference between we have to market, we have to sell, or you have no money, you have no business, you're not serving people. We have to do all of those things because that's a business. That's a business is to make money, right? There's a difference between that piece of the puzzle, doing those things, and then doing them, even if it's not exactly your wheelhouse, what you're great at. So you want to hire some people, you want to get some support. It's a necessity of your business, though. The question becomes, what are you doing in your business that's your real genius zone? That is like, it comes out of you with that flow and ease that really, it just emanates from you. It pours from you. It is like the thing that you could talk about all day. Like time goes by like that. You're not even aware of time. And how do we have more of those moments? And so the question becomes, are they lying, all the people that you see out there, like, I'm in flow and ease and everything's so simple? And is that true, or is that some bullshit that they're just trying to peddle so that all of us who are like, when we're in that hurried, scary, like, harried place, the crazy busy place, that we're like, I want that thing. So here, I'm going to tell you, you can have both. You can have those times, those seasons in your business where it is a lot. It's something new. It's the next level. It's your up leveling. It's your self-imposed ceiling. And then there's times in your business where it's just like, it's so easy. It's so easy. You're doing work that you love, work that you're excellent at. And what do you need to get into more of those states of ease and flow? So I want to give you a couple tips today so that you can, I want to ask you a couple questions to start thinking about this. First of all, and today's my admin. Well, actually I've had calls. I start really early in the morning with calls. So I'm just like being super casual here with you. My green drink. How do you even know when you're in that state? Like, is there something else that is there something that, I'm sorry, I'm getting all these dinging, so I apologize. How do you know? Where are other places in your life that you are in ease and flow? Maybe it's hanging out with your family. Maybe it's reading a good novel. Maybe you're a beautiful chef. And if you are, we're all about creating bowls over in our house right now. So is it speaking on stages? Is it doing Facebook Lives? Like, where are there moments that you recognize that you're in a flow state? And a flow state really just means that, it's just like, athletes talk about this. They talk about getting into a flow state. Hi, good to see you here. They talk about getting into a flow state. They talk about like once they've practiced. And here's the thing. So there's natural flow states, and then there's practice states that become flow. So in other words, sometimes things that are new can feel challenging and They don't feel easy, but then once you do them, then they just like it flows out of you. It's easy, right? So there's two things here. One is your natural state of brilliance, of zone of genius, of like magnificence that you just are showing up in the world and doing your soul's calling and all the work and it just pours from you. And that's like your natural state. And so I'm here to tell you that you can also learn how to get into a flow and ease state after you have some level of mastery over the new thing that you're learning. Okay, so that's the good news, right? Athletes, they like get into a flow state after they practice, and it's that muscle memory, and then they're just go, 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 go. You probably experience that when you're working with some of your clients, right? That it just becomes easy if they're the right clients. Otherwise, it's hell. So, so here are your questions today, right? Where in your life do you are you in your natural genius zone? Where in life do you have your time just going like that? Okay. And then in the moments where it feels like you're pushing, you're pressing, it's hard, you can't stand it, da, da, da. The question then to ask yourself is number one, is what I'm trying to figure out how to do so outside my zone of genius or even excellence, like, or capabilities that it's not even worth learning to do? Let me give you an example. One of my clients, she has a $13.5 million business. And she came to me and she's like, I'm upset. I don't know how to market. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. You can hire somebody to help you market. Your goal isn't to try and learn something. So on some of these things that you're pushing for, you're stretching. It feels like it's something that your insides are like, I don't want to do this. Here's what I want you to do. All of those things, I want you to rank them. So for example, this client, I'll call her Sally, right? So for example, this client, Sally, like that is so not even close to, like if on a scale of 1 being, oh my God, put down the marketing, right? To 10 being like, you should be on stages around the globe. She's like a 1. So it doesn't make sense for her to expend energy to even try and get to like something that's an important piece in her business, marketing. Like she should not spend time learning to get to like an 8 or 9 or 10. It doesn't make any sense. Just like for me, it doesn't make any sense for me to have a level of, as much as I track my numbers and I look at all that, like if somebody said to me, we need like this, this 5-year plan mapped out on a spreadsheet, I would be like, "Ah." It doesn't make any sense for me to expend energy to become masterful. Like I've got spreadsheets, they're like a 4 or 5. They're good enough for me. But if it was like, well, we need you at a 10, even a 4 to 5 to get to a 7, 8, 9, 10, the amount of energy that I would have to expend to get there and not love it and still not be proficient becomes a waste of time. It would be better for me to sit down with somebody, tell them all my ideas, and then have them get everything organized. It's same with this client. It's like, no, we're going to find a marketer. We're going to find somebody that does social media. Like that is a ridiculous waste of your time. So that's one thing where it doesn't make sense. There's other points when it would make sense for somebody to learn a skill. So for example, one of the other things I'm working with her on, it's like she's built this business and she still has her hands so on the wheel. She's very micromanaging. Well, that's not sustainable for the length of her business. My goal is to help her and to help you get to the point where there's a sustainable, profitable business where revenue is coming in without you being the sole deliverer of the product, whatever that product is. Because that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable for you to constantly be the face of your business. Because if you're not working, you have no business. When you want to retire, you got no business. You have nothing to sell. There's no assets. There's no multiple revenue streams coming in. I want you as a woman to be super, super, super aware of your retirement, no matter what age you are in this group. There'll be a day you're just not able to sustain, being a solopreneur. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to have a massive team to make a lot of money, but you need to have team to support taking over the things that you don't need to be expending energy to learn and get at a proficiency of an 8, 9, or 10. Now, there's other things you need to learn how to do, right? Like you need to learn to invest time in learning how to sell, learning how to close a deal, learning how to be articulate about what you do to help people. Not everybody is proficient that way, but that's a skill that is worthy of expending time and energy, even if it feels challenging at first. How do I tell my story? What do I say? Da da da, blah blah blah. How do I close somebody? I don't want to feel pushy. That's worthy of investment of time because that's a skill that's going to last you your entire career. And once you get it, I mean, I know that if you're following me, you can see I can just be like, bah, 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 bah. I wasn't always like that. Once you master the skill of it, okay, there you go. So that's the difference between flow and ease that is just effervescent, right, coming from out of you. That's and then developing through practice flow and ease for tasks, um, priorities that need to increase your mastery of. And then there's stuff you need to make an assessment that it is illogical to ever even think you're going to have flow and ease in certain areas of your business or your company. It doesn't even make sense. So really rank those because I'll end with this. That's one of the things I see so frequently is that so many women think they should know everything within their business or they should be doing everything at home. No, do the things that you are incredible at. You will then make more money. You will have more time freedom, right? Time freedom is true wealth. And you'll actually feel more relaxed, more calmer. Now, again, last thing, you can make a ton of money, you guys, without having a massive team, right? You can 3, 5 extra income. Like, let's talk about making $500,000 working 3 days a week. It's 100% possible and available to you. And then when you get to that level, then you can make the decision. Do I want to bring in more team and go to a million, multiple millions? Right? Because that's a whole nother skill set then. Hiring, firing, interviewing for staff, client onboarding, client offboarding. Who's going to do that? That's probably not going to be you anymore. How can you turn that over? Like all the other things. So first, let's master, $25,000, $40,000 months. Then let's master reducing the amount of time that you're working and offloading it by bringing on a couple key people. And live like that for a little while and then see what's next. All right. Enjoy the rest of the day. Talk to you soon.